Hey guys, welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday. It's Tuesday, January 14th, 2014. This is Talk to Me Tuesday number 243. You guys have spoken. I did not put an intro in my video last week, and the consensus was that I don't need the intro, but you guys really like it. So you got your intro. Last week I totally intended to show you this t-shirt quilt. This is the t-shirt quilt that I made for my husband for Christmas. I spaced on it last week because I gave it to him at Christmas and it's been on our bed ever since. These are all t-shirts that were his t-shirts. Even the blank spots are actually backs of t-shirts because he wanted all t-shirt fabric. I did all t-shirt fabric, and you can see here's the border. And these are a variety of t-shirts. Most of them are geeky t-shirts. There are a couple of dad t-shirts, and I showed you guys the back previously, but I'll show it to you again real quick. I used this really cool sort of sketchy black and white fabric. I tried to keep it as manly as possible. And a good friend of mine did a giant meander on it for me on her long arm quilt machine and saved me many hours of work by doing that. It was actually an awesome favor for her. I actually machine stitched the binding on front and back because the hubby's a little rough on his covers, so I figured that would just make it less work for me in the future. I won't have to go back and, you know, restitch that by hand or anything like that. A surprise entry in today's Talk to Me Tuesday. Yesterday I got a package from Crystal, and the Talk to Me Tuesday copy of The Fault in Our Stars came back to me. I want to remind you guys how this happened. 2 years ago, The Fault in Our Stars came out, almost exactly 2 years ago, and John and Hank Green came to Austin, and my family and I went to John's book signing. To get into the book signing, you had to buy a book. So I had actually already purchased a book. I bought one of the first copies that came out. I had pre-ordered it, and you got your signed copy and everything. It is signed by John Green, but what I did was I got a personalized one when I went to the book signing. So what we did was I threw the idea out there that I wanted to do something special with this book, and I believe it was Snowy44 that came up with the idea that we should all share it and sign it and then send it to John Green. So as of right now, I think 8 people have signed this book, maybe 9. I still need to sign it. We all wrote notes to John. Let me show you really quick. So there are notes in here from the Talk to Me Tuesday community. If you have come into the Talk to Me Tuesday community in the last, say, year, and you didn't know about this project, and you would like to read this book and sign it and pass it on to John Green, send me a private message. You have to be a ttmt.livejournal.com member. Those are the only people that are participating in this, because I have to make sure that I get this book back, because we do want to send it to John Green. I would like to give you guys the opportunity to do this. All I'm going to ask is that if I send it to you, that you send it back to me within 2 weeks. And if more than one person wants to do it, I will make a list and I will include it in the package, and then you need to promise me that you will send it on within 2 weeks. And if you're not going to read it in 2 weeks, just send it on to the next person. That way we can get this back to him before the movie comes out this summer, because this awesome, wonderful, moving, wrenching, gripping, fantastically quotable book was made into a movie, and that will be coming out this summer, and I would love to get this back to him before the summer so that he knows all our thoughts on this story before the movie comes out. So my sewing room is our spare room, and everything in this room up until this weekend were hand-me-downs or leftovers or repurposed or things I got at thrift stores or people gave me for free. I've never bought a piece of furniture for this room. What this led to was my fabric storage for my quilt fabric was all wide plastic dressers, you know, the ones that are like 2 feet wide and 3 feet tall. And I had a stack of 2 of those, and I started calling it the Tower of Terror of fabric, because the more full it got, the more it leaned, and the more full it got, the harder it was for me to open the drawers, and it was getting dangerous. It was becoming a pain in the behind for me to get to my fabric. So I rewarded myself for a very good start to paper piecing vintage by investing in a piece of real furniture for the first time ever for my sewing room. I went to IKEA with my husband. I had no idea what I was going to get. I just knew, I had an idea in my mind. I wanted something really good for fat quarter storage, because that's primarily what I have and primarily what I keep. I usually don't buy backs. I mean, I usually don't buy yardage unless I need backs or binding or something like that. So I had an idea in my mind that I wanted something similar to the shape, the height of the plastic drawers, but wider. I wanted something made of wood or metal, and this is what I found. You can only see the top of it here, but this is pretty awesome. I found this at IKEA, like I said. It is a full-blown dresser. The front is frosted glass, so you can actually see the colors of my fabric through. I will show you guys a picture here. These are sorted by rainbow. So I have red, orange, yellow, and then I have green, blue, purple, pink, and then the next drawer down is white, and then black, and gray, and brown. And then the fifth drawer is all prints and yardage and my 1930s collection. Also in the top drawer I have an entire row of Stonehenge from when I did There and Back Again. I'm also planning to do eventually the Not All Who Wander Are Lost quilt. I have a couple of blocks made for that, and I just didn't have time to work on it last year, so I've saved my Stonehenge fabric for that because I want those to be a pair. And also I've got up here, like, this is my Linus fabric. Anything that came from Linus, not that I bought it for Linus, but that I actually got it from Linus. It's something, supplies or whatever that we provided that I brought home. That way I don't mix them in with my stuff. This is a box of fabric that's set aside for bindings for quilts that are either going to be quilted or have already been quilted and just need binding. I set those separately so I don't accidentally use them. And then this pile is my paper piecing vintage. This is all of the scraps that are just scrap pieces, and they're sorted by color. So I spent the whole of like Sunday from like 2 o'clock on, and then about half of yesterday getting all this sorted and organized. If you guys follow me on Instagram or Twitter or Tumblr or Facebook, then you saw pictures of this. And one of the good side effects is that I refilled my scrap bin for my Etsy store. So these scraps will be going into scrap bags, and I will be selling those on Etsy. During this process, I emptied 2 of the wide dressers, the 24 by 36 foot, that would be a really big dresser. The 24 by 36 dressers, I emptied 2 of these, and this one will be emptied. This was a container that had stuff in it, but I filled that with the scraps so that I can have those to sort out for Etsy. But anyway, I emptied a lot of stuff, and I also emptied one small container like this. So that one I'm saving for my daughter. The shoe boxes I'm saving for my daughter because she's living in a dorm now, as you guys know. And the rest are going to go goodbye. I'm going to take those to Goodwill, and hopefully they'll be repurposed and someone will enjoy them and not make a tower of terror out of them. While I wrap up everything I have to tell you guys today, I'm going to have the corrected Linus top that I made over my shoulder. As you can see, I have now flipped this so it's actually a star, and I did some piano keys with a couple of leftover 2.5-inch strips that I had from my Doctor Who quilt. And this guy is ready for a back. I do not have backing fabric for it, but Linus is this weekend, so I'm going to pick up a back for this so I can get it quilted before the February Linus. Speaking of Linus, in the box that Crystal sent me that had The Fault in Our Stars in it, she sent me these 2 beautiful tops. I'm not going to show you the whole things, but they are gorgeous. And you can see they're absolutely stunning batiks, and they look like 2-inch squares, just absolutely gorgeous. Wonderful. What I will do is I will put these in the donation box this weekend for our volunteer quilters to quilt, and I will put on there for them to return it to me to bind, and that way I can show it to you later. Since we are halfway through January, I decided to show you guys a sneak peek of the February block for Paper Piecing Vintage. Remember, Paper Piecing Vintage, shorthand is PPV, is my block of the month that I'm doing on Sew Hooked. It's $12 for the entire year. You get 12 patterns in 2 sizes, so 24 patterns ostensibly. You get a 6-inch, you get a 12-inch. This is the 12-inch of the February. And that's it. I'm very excited about this one. I will let you guys know the name February 1st. If you've already signed up for Paper Piecing Vintage on February 1st, you will be able to re-download the file from Craftsy, and that'll have the pattern in it. And I do want to apologize to you guys. I know that it's a little bit inconvenient to have to re-download the same file it's just going to get bigger every month. It's the only way I could figure out how to do it without really inconveniencing everyone. It's really the easiest way that I could figure out to make sure that you got your pattern. Craftsy is completely automated, so when I upload that, you will get an email within 24 hours saying that that pattern has been uploaded. I will also post it everywhere so you'll know that it's been uploaded. And once that is available, you just download it, you print the February pattern, and you're good to go. If you haven't already, make sure you join our Facebook group because it is very active and there's some stunning, fabulous pictures going on. You guys, I love seeing your January blocks. I love the variety. One of my favorite things about projects like this are seeing all the different fabrics that everyone chooses. It's just amazing. Also surprisingly active right now is the Project of Doom group on Facebook. You can find the link for the Project of Doom group here. I'll put it in the description so that you can get to it. I started the Project of Doom Facebook group after I kind of phased out the LiveJournal group for that, and it has been very active. There are a lot of people. I think I did a little poll a couple weeks ago, and there were over 30 people right now working on the Project of Doom. The Project of Doom, for those of you guys that don't know yet, is my bookcase Harry Potter quilt. So it is a free pattern on Fandom and Stitches. Just click on Harry Potter. If you're on SewHook, just click on Harry Potter. I have all my Harry Potter stuff is on both sites, and you can get right to that. And there's a whole community there that you can join in and share your blocks and ask questions, and people swap fabric, and it's great. It's one of the great joys to me is that that quilt. We did that event in 2011, and it's still going, and I love that. I love that people are still making the Project of Doom. Very exciting for tomorrow, and this is going to be a long post, and I am sorry, you guys. For tomorrow, As You Wish starts the Princess Bride event on Fandom and Stitches. So fandomandstitches.com. Make sure you guys check it out. Tomorrow the event goes live. It is our first pattern selection. It's going to be amazing. We're going to announce how the whole thing's going to work. It's going to have all kinds of wonderful, wonderful goodness in there. You're going to see some very talented designers participating in this. I still have not done my big UFO roundup and my UFO post that I always do, because this weekend I was going to do that and I ended up doing the dresser for my fabric instead, which really, really needed to be done so that I could get back to sewing in an effective way. It was taking me forever to find fabric because it was such a disaster, and getting into my bins was just unbelievably hard. So now I'm organized again and I can get going again, and I can actually have really good access to all of my UFOs now because I was able to move a bunch of stuff out of the way. So I'm hopeful that once I get the As You Wish post written, which I'm doing today, that hopefully tomorrow or the next day I can do a big UFO post on SewHooked, and then I'll have all that stuff to show you guys. Hopefully, cross fingers, next week. Last of all, don't forget, January, if you post a Talk to Me Tuesday, post it on the Talk to Me Tuesday LiveJournal, ttmt.livejournal.com. That is in the description. And you will be entered to win this awesome thread catcher. This was donated by Amber, HP5 Freak. And I have one just like this made out of coffee fabric that sits by my sewing machine that was also a gift from Amber. This one happens to be in Gryffindor colors, or just red and gold if you're not a giant Harry Potter fan, though. If you're watching Talk to Me Tuesday and you're not a Harry Potter fan, I'm actually kind of surprised. But anyway, so this is really fabulous. This is actually detachable, so you can take off the little trash can and dump it. And anyway, so make sure you post your video, and post your video in the Talk to Me Tuesday live journal, not just on YouTube and not just on Facebook, but in the live journal, and you'll be entered to win this guy, and I will give it out later. Maybe the first week of February. I think it's probably going to be the first week of February. So anyway, Talk to Me Tuesday prize. Also, I got a haircut. I just wanted you guys to know. I don't know if you noticed or not. I had like 6 inches cut off. I don't even know if you can tell from there because I don't usually show you the back of my hair. But I did get 6 inches cut off. And that's it. You guys have a great week. Make sure you post your videos so you're entered to win. Make sure you check out As You Wish. And make sure you're signed up for Paper Piecing Vintage so that you can hang out with all of us and quilt along with us during the year. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.